Gary Vee is one of the most influential businessmen talking about content marketing and how every business should do it. My name is Matt Mars. I've been creating content for businesses for over 10 years. I've started several businesses, have an executive MBA degree, and I specialize in content creation for businesses and brands. And I believe a lot of what Gary Vee says probably is true from the masses, but I believe that there are niche scenarios where something might not quite make sense. So I'm going to watch this video and see what we all think about it.
I had to pay a newspaper to put an advertising in the newspaper. I had to pay a cable company to run my TV commercial. I had to pay for a billboard to show my sign. I had to pay the marketing direct mail company to make a flyer.
I've heard him start this off before, is that I think he is speaking and trying to change a lot of the older population. I think that if you're a young business owner, most of this stuff is pretty natural and obvious to you because you probably weren't trying to get ads in newspapers whenever you were growing up. And so I think that sometimes he just tries to bring in the demographic of business leaders who still just don't understand social media.
If you were to advertise on social networks, the cost of showing up, not making it, but showing up is free.
So time is not free. I've heard him make this point a few times. And the reality is business owners, lots of times there are other things that we have to focus on. We might not have a finance person. We might not have an operations person, a sales team person. And so you're filling all of these different roles. I think as business owners, it's very difficult to think of it in this way. I don't think he's not wrong. I mean, he's right. Like making a video and posting it is free, but from our standpoint, are we losing money by not doing other things? And so I think as business owners, it sometimes can be difficult for us to make that correlation. I don't think it's as simple as he's making it to be.
The social network revolution is insane. It is free to build brand. Most people in this room, most people in Brazil, most people in South America, most people in the world do not produce enough content for how big the opportunity is for free attention. That is the biggest elephant in this room today.
He's 100% right. Whenever I talk with businesses, I don't believe that they understand the value and the impact. Regardless, let's just say worst case scenario, you made $0 off of posting on social media, which basically never happens. The brand equity that you're building. I think a lot of people don't think about brand equity as such a valuable benefit to posting on social media. And so if you're thinking about brand and the more you post, the more brand equity you gain, your company actually increases in value. It's not just I post and I hope I make dollars. It's I post and I stay relevant. I post and people understand me more. I post so that when they see my logo, it evokes a feeling of potentially purchasing or using that service. I think at an emotional level, it's very beneficial. It's not necessarily just I post and then I hope I make money because of it.
Do we need the hook from the thumbnail to be delivered on in the first 2 or 3 or 4 seconds? And we really believe we do. We believe that if my hook says, 30 to 40-year-olds, you should be thinking about LinkedIn. And if my opening line is like, before we get into that, you might, in 2 seconds, you may lose that audience.
Really, it's just going to behavior. Think of it as a first impression. Your first impression on a website is made in less than a second based off of what loads and how quickly it loads and what you see. This is in the same way of meeting a new person that you may not have met, how they shake their hand, do they look in your eyes, do they say your name, are they respectful, do they have like an arrogance about them? That impression, those first 5 seconds are invaluable. And they're really, really hard to change in the sense of content where they can easily just do this or click to the next thing that fast. It's not like in a conversation, oh great, I'm stuck here for the next 10 minutes with this person I don't like. From a content perspective, they can get out as quick as they want the moment they don't like you. And so he's right, hooks are almost life in a lot of different platforms and a lot of different content, because you need to be thinking about it as a first impression every time.
For everyone in this room, regardless of where you are on the journey within this industry, is that the far majority of individuals, humans here, and companies are not taking advantage of what's happening in LinkedIn right now. So just from a pure practical standpoint, there's so many wants and dreams and hopes and things that you want to happen in this room. And one of the most significant opportunities to make that thing happen is actually knowing how to make content for LinkedIn.
The reason why LinkedIn is, I 100% agree, your business needs to be on LinkedIn, you need to be posting on LinkedIn, is the intent of the person that is on LinkedIn. When you're on Facebook, you're probably trying to catch up with some old friends. On Instagram, you want some photos. On TikTok, you're wanting to just like veg kind of thing. On LinkedIn, you go on there with a business intent. And so that intent is super valuable, and why it makes for businesses such a powerful utility of why you need to be going in on it.
So if you're a mechanic in Detroit, like I said in this post on social, you're not thinking about hitting up the Thai restaurant down the street to do a piece of social media content. I know that's true today. Yet, that's the kind of left field post that will get people's attention. And so what I see there is, what do I think about pop culture? I think it's one of the most significant currencies on earth. What if you're lucky enough to have an employee that works for you that's first name is Travis and another one that's first name is Taylor? Like literally, you're a law firm. Travis Johnson, Taylor Smith. Maybe they're both guys, because Taylor is obviously a name that can go in either way. You can easily use the micro moment of the infatuation of our society to do something clever and silly. What people don't realize is that little clever video on Instagram that only got 90 views, one of those 90 views is someone who's actually considering to hire an attorney, and they actually like the fact that you were a little silly and not buttoned up, and you made them feel more comfortable to reach out to you.
What he said is that you don't need a lot of views, you don't need a lot of influence, you don't need a lot of market share in order to make content work for you. In terms of selling, which is where a lot of what he focuses on, making content to then make money immediately in that way, is that it doesn't take much in order to make a sell. I've had a few clients that in the first few weeks of us posting for them every single day, they've tripled their business. It's because it doesn't take much, it just takes consistency.
There may not be a more cliche stereotype than the fitness dude who built a fitness business on social and then decided to teach everybody how to build business and build a personal brand. You're like in my pocket. The answer to the question is, you need to post 30 times a day on social media, but you have to be good at it. So what you need to do is what I just said about AI. You need to start Googling and YouTubing and podcasting and educate yourself on something I call SOC, strategic organic content. Not just posting.
The only reason why I feel like he's saying that is he's making social media a lottery. The more you post, the more chances you have. I get it. But I'm going to lay to bed the whole time issue with this that I've already kind of just beaten down with. I just don't think that it is realistic for businesses and business leaders to be doing it unless if they have a team. Social media can't be the only thing you do. You have to have a mixed operation. I think if you want to do Google ads, if you want to do Facebook ads, if you want to do that, that's great. At the same time, content organic strategy is what you should be doing, but it has to be a mixture. You still need to be doing outbound. You still need to be doing sales. I think if you get lucky and one of these things pops off and you increase your business, that is wonderful. But when you increase your business, all of a sudden you have less time. You can't keep doing it. You need to figure out a way to create content consistently. I almost feel like the reason why he's saying this is just for shock and awe value. It's what he's doing because he has the resources to do it. I just don't think it's realistic for a lot of people. Also, the businesses that I work with, we don't do that kind of volume and they still have a lot of success. So it just feels weird. I just feel like this is more shock and awe value.
Here we go. This morning at 7:21 a.m., Mackenzie on my team said, good morning. I need you to post at 5:04 p.m. and 7:07 p.m. on Instagram. One needs to be a carousel, one needs to be a reel. This is called the science behind the art.
Let me demystify this a little bit. So a lot of the platforms that you're posting on, you can look at what the best times to post are based off the audience that you have. So he is making it sound a little bit like, woo, this is amazing. You can find this information out, especially once you've posted often. And the whole carousel thing, what she's really saying is that they have a rhythm. They have a flow to what they're doing. They're saying, okay, we're doing a video, then a post, then a post, then a carousel, then maybe another video. Like they have a flow to the way that they distribute their content. And so I just want to demystify a little bit of what he's saying.
I'm not out here posting randomly for ha ha ha. My social media strategy is not the following. All of yours is. I need you to understand the thumbnail, the first 3 seconds, what time you post, how many words, which platform, what's going on LinkedIn carousels, that's different than Facebook carousels, Facebook Reels.
Very different.
What are broadcast channels? This is now the television. And until you understand that, you are leaving money on the table. Back to scaring them, this is how it works, brother. Right now, everyone, most likely, is just leaving double growth on the table. And then it becomes the thing that puts them out of business. And so please take this serious. What you need to do, how many times a day do you post? I know it's nothing. How many?
Probably once a day. Probably one post a day.
And some days not even, right?
Yeah, some days not even.
Right.
We've been better about one a day and flooding the stories and stuff.
Right.
It's just Instagram.
Think about where I am in my career and where I want to go and where you are. You want to grow. You're day one.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be the one in this relationship posting 55 times a day. You understand?
Yeah.
You will get customers on LinkedIn. You will get customers on YouTube Shorts. You will get customers on Snap Discovery. You will get customers on Pinterest. And you're in the best business. You're in the visual business. Take your shirt off and let's go.
I think Gary Vee is great. I think his main strategy in posting a lot of this is to shock people into the reality that social media is the new TV, exactly what he's saying. I don't think that it is entirely realistic, and I don't think that you can, or you should as a business, put all of your eggs in that one basket, because I don't think that it works necessarily for every business to put all the eggs in one basket. I think in the same way that you diversify your investments, I think you diversify your strategy. And so I love what he's saying. I think it's effective. I don't think that everything is necessarily realistic, and it can be something that you build to. Comment down below. What did you agree with? What did you disagree with? Do you hate me? Do you love Gary Vee? Like, subscribe for more.